Welcome to the Sidelines PH podcast, where we talk anything and everything about sports. My name is Emar Villar and I will be your host. Season 1, let's get. Alright everyone, and welcome again to another episode of the Sidelines PH. And right now we will be talking about tennis, and who else to be a guest than our guest today. He is a former UST coach of the women's and men's tennis team from 2002 to 2011. In 2011, he was the captain of the SEA Games women's team. Also in 2011 until 2014, he was also the captain of the women's team to the Federation Cup or the Fed Cup. From 2016 to 2017, he was the captain of the Philippine team to the Davis Cup. And currently, he is the coach of NU. He's also the coach of Poveda. And he is teaching pro tennis at the Valle Verde Club. Such a long list of accolades for this man. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you our guest for tonight, none other than Mr. Karl Santamaria. Ooh,
hello to you, MR, and to all your listeners out
there. Oo. Sana may listeners na tayo, no? Kamusta, Karl?
Good. Well, today is the first day back of GCQ. So
yes.
tennis is back also.
Nice.
So sa Valle Verde Country Club, we've opened the club for tennis. So actually, di pa ako nag-start today. Tomorrow, I'll have some training with my players again.
Pero yung players mo na yun is from Valle Verde? Yung mga taga Valle Verde? Or lahat na halos?
Valle members, for now, only members and dependents of Valle Verde Country Club are allowed to play.
I see. Okay, sige. Simulan natin itong episode na to. Actually, kanina nung sinasabi ko sa'yo why I wanted to talk to people about sports other than basketball actually, is that I'd like the other sports to have a limelight. I really think that tennis is one of the sports that Filipinos can excel at. And it's not me being biased because you are our guest, but it's a very fair assessment from my end, kumbaga. No? So, just an introduction, Karl, how did you get into tennis?
Well, I came from a family of athletes.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really exposed early on. My lolo on my mom's side was really the one who got me into tennis. Mm-hmm. Used to be a national baseball player in the 50s yata, or something, or 50s, 60s. And then after that, tapos niya mag-baseball, nag-tennis. Mm-hmm. Tennis siya, and then golf. And he became a very good tennis and golfer. Mm-hmm. So, nung medyo lumalaki ako noon, parati sumasama ako sa kanya noon. Kasi he was a sportsman also. Mm-hmm. So, he loved to watch sports. So, my mom also played tennis when I was about 7, 8 years old. So, sama-sama lang ako sa kanila. Mm-hmm. I didn't actually pick it up seriously. Mm-hmm. Kasi basketball ako noon eh. Mm-hmm. Played for the grade school. I was the team captain ng basketball team. High school, I went to UST. I played passerelle. And I was training with the juniors team already. But I played tennis. But hindi seriously. Mm-hmm. Parang medyo mga 70% basketball, 30% tennis. Ganun lang ako noon.
Yeah.
Until siguro I was about 13 years old, mag-14. I was still doing both. Mm. But yun nga, my lolo and my mom asked me if I really wanted to take it seriously. Well, I had to pick one na.
Yeah.
Although magaling ako mag-basketball noon, I would think magaling ako. But maliit ako noon eh. So sabi siguro, di ka nalalaki. Yun sa akin, di ka nalalaki. Second year high school, mga 5'1", 5'2" lang yata ako noon.
Okay.
So sabi, tennis ka na, ganyan. But I like tennis also. Hindi lang ako, kumbaga nanalo ng mga tournaments kasi I wasn't taking it seriously.
Yeah.
So finally, sige, sabi ko, I'll take it full time. I'm gonna give up basketball. And ayun, siguro half a year later, 6 months later, I won my first age group tournament. And that year, siguro that span of 12 months, siguro I ended up winning like a handful of tournaments. Surprised everyone kasi hindi naman ako kilala noon. Bigla akong nag-bloom na player. And would you believe I grew like 5 inches that year?
Nabatak.
Nabatak pala. So, yun. So, at age 15 or 16, I got selected for the national junior team. We call it the Junior Davis Cup. Under 16 yun. It's the under 16 national team. So yun yung parang naging springboard ko. I started joining international tournaments and got really exposed nationally and internationally. And I fell in love with the sport fully nung time na yun. And kaya ako sabi sa'yo kanina, medyo maikli yung playing career ko. Kasi when I was 17 years old, actually, siyempre, pangarap ng bawat tennis player, mag-professional. So, siyempre, yun ang first goal mo, di ba? Be a professional tennis player. But I was more, siyempre, yung education is more important, di ba? So, also, primary goal ko noon was to get a scholarship in the US for tennis. So I was I think on my way, pretty much on my way. I was 17. I was 17. I actually skipped my after high school because I graduated very early. In high school, I was kaka-16 ko pa lang, nag-graduate na ako ng high school.
Okay.
So, can afford to, so I used that year to train and join tournaments abroad and all of that. Plus, hindi ako pwede mag-college sa US nang hindi pa ako 18. So, perfect perfect plan talaga. So, I was underage for college. So, so I used that time to get better and improve my tennis resume. But I think pag si God may ibang plano sa atin, talagang wala kang magagawa because after my stint, a couple of months stint in Australia to train and compete, I was supposed to be there for 1 year. To train for 1 year, but for some reason, after 2 months, yata, I felt homesick. I wanted to go home. So, umuwi ako, but I was still competing nationally, training, ganyan. Pero, napapansin ko noon, pero in hindsight, parati akong natatalo pag tumatagal yung laro. So, nauubusan ako ng stamina and So, we thought it was something physically, ganyan.
Yeah.
So, until the time na nagka-cramps ako pag matagal yung laro. So, out of the blue, sabi lang ng family doctor, friend ng mom ko, x-ray mo lang kasi, baka, routine, ganyan.
Yeah.
And, yun, nung nag-x-ray ako, they saw a tumor on my chest. In the chest cavity. The tumor was as big as my heart.
Malaki na pala.
Major condition yun. So, second opinion, ganyan. Until finally we decided it's big enough kasi una sabi, biopsy, tingnan kung benign or no.
Yeah.
So, finally sabi, it's so big, we have to take it out. Either way. So, I was scheduled for an open heart surgery. I think 96 yun. It was parang open heart surgery ang procedure.
Yeah.
So, long story short, the tumor was malignant. So basically, I had cancer. So at 16, 17. Luckily, it was caught at a very early stage. But medyo rare yung naging cancer ko. Kasi the tumor was in my chest, but the cancer was a testicular cancer.
Huh?
Tumor was, medyo very rare yun. If you can remember who had cancer noong 1996, that is very, very famous athlete.
Is he biking? Cycling?
Yes.
Okay.
Lance Armstrong.
Yes.
So
yes.
we had the exact same.
Okay.
It was testicular cancer. Pero yung sa kanya, he was already stage 4. And he was given 2 weeks to live.
Okay.
Yung sa kanya, it was already in his brain.
Okay.
Yung sa akin was stage 2.
Okay.
So, na-mention ko si Lance Armstrong because yung medicines na binigay sa amin was the same. Basically, the same set of medicines for our chemotherapy, which was just approved and nung they started using the medicines for just under a year.
Okay.
Which improved your survival rate from 20% to 80 to 100%. So, swerte, sabi ng doctor, talaga, swerte yung So, kaya siya, stage 4, the cancer was in his brain, but the medicines were so effective. Nabuhay siya. Diba? So, come back pa and for me, ganun din. I was out for like 6 months, I think, before I could start playing again. But the funny thing na naalala ko doon was nung sinabi sa akin ng doctor na the tumor's malignant, ganyan. So basically, you have cancer, yan. Siyempre, yung mami ko, iyak nun, di ba? Ganyan. But my first question was, kailan ako makakapag-tennis ulit? Hindi mamamatay ba ako? Kailan ako makakapag-tennis ulit? So I guess I didn't sink in right away how serious the condition was.
Yeah.
But that's how much driven of an athlete I was. So yun nga, after yung nakabalik ako, I was almost 18 na nung nag-start ulit ako mag-compete. Nakabalik naman ako. But yun nga that period ng 1 year, 18 months na nawala ka is very crucial.
Yeah.
So yung offer, actually I was ready to take an offer from the US noon eh. So parang medyo sila. So parang kumbaga parang nag-scale down sila nung offer na siguro parang baka kunin to or
Yeah.
So syempre may apprehension sila ganyan. It ended up hindi namin ma-afford yung mga fees na dahil nabawasan yung yung offer ganyan. So that's when I decided na dito na ako mag-college. Tapusin ko na dito.
Okay.
So I studied in UST.
Full scholarship ba yun sa UST, Karl?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Because I was actually being offered also by several UAAP schools then.
Yeah.
But eventually I chose UST because yun nga yung siyempre nung high school ako, sinuportahan na nila ako kasi from basketball scholar ako noon sa basketball. Pero nung tennis ako, wala namang tennis team. But tinuloy pa rin nila yung scholarship sa akin na siguro investment na. Sige, pag nag-college ka, ganyan. Loyalty na rin. So, but also my dad also kasi was the coach of UST, women's volleyball, since 1980 1981 to about 2008. So, mga volleyball fans dito, I'm sure you'd know my dad, si Coach Karl Santamaria.
Okay.
Yun ang glory days ng UST noon. Before pa yun ng mga TV coverage. I think nagsa-start pa lang yung TV coverage ng UAAP noon. But siya yung nagpasikat ng UST noon sa volleyball. Okay. So even on my dad's side nga, may coaching, may sports mga athletes din. My lolo on my dad's side was also a national coach ng volleyball noong 50s din yata or ano. So athletes on both sides. So I think and lahat ng sports no sinusubukan ko. Lahat ng may bola noon gagawin ko. So I guess it's in the genes and yung upbringing nga nandun. But ako lang yung nag-tennis sa amin kasi my sister played volleyball sa UST nung college. My mom played volleyball, my dad was volleyball. So ako lang yung naiba. Ako yung tennis naman. So yun. But during my college, nung college ako, siyempre nag-scale down na ng konti yung playing career ko. Siyempre, hindi ko na inisip yung professional, ganyan. So, napunta naman ako sa coaching started out as a summer job. Kasi wala ko allowance nun pag summer. So, kailangan dumiskarte.
Oo.
Tinanong ko yung coach ko nun, Coach, baka may racket tayo dyan. O sige, sabi nung coach ko nun, sige, may summer clinic ako. Gusto mo assistant kita, ganyan. So, I started out as walang alam sa papaluan mo lang yung mga tagatapon ka ng bola, ganyan. So, nag-enjoy naman ako. So, that's when it started, yung coaching. And, yun nga, I guess, medyo yung upbringing ko nga sa sports, it kind of came natural to me. And it was fun. So, I didn't feel like I was working. So, kumikita pa ako, di ba? So, nag-start yun. Pero summer lang muna. Balik ulit ako ng school, ganyan. Tapos summer ulit, gano'n. So, nadadagdagan yung experience and knowledge ko. So, yung coach ko noon, oy, mukhang potential ka sa coaching. So, sige, may mentor kita, ganyan. Hanggang yung mga students, kahit hindi summer, uy, paluan mo ako, turuan mo ako pag weekend, ganyan, pag may time ka, ganyan. So, doon nag-start. So, until siguro nung junior and senior year ko, hindi na ako humingi ng allowance, even kahit may pasok sa kasi may kumikita na ako eh. So it was that was the start. And then nung pagka-graduate ko, nag-start ang women's tennis sa UAAP. So my UST and my coach said, gusto mo bang i-coach yung women's team ng na pioneer women's team ng So sabi ko, sige, okay, why not? Ganyan. Nag-iisip pa ako noon na postgraduate and So sige, game lang, ganyan. Ganun lang ako noon tanggap lang. So okay naman, maganda naman yung performance, and then the following year nag-resign yung coach namin sa men's team. So sabi ng USD, ikaw na mag-take over pati yung sa men's team. So yun, 2002 nga, fresh grad. So,
grabe, fresh grad, binigay na sa'yo agad.
mga teammates ko, yun ang mahirap. Yung teammates ko, player ko na. Diba?
May respeto naman sa'yo.
Oo, yeah.
Okay.
Yun ang, one of the, siguro, may advantage, disadvantage din. Diba?
Correct.
So, doon ang start ng and then it kind of picked up from there.
Pero never ka nagkaroon ng inkling when you were young na you'll be coaching down the line?
In hindsight, kasi 'di ba tayo pag nanonood tayo ng mga sports noon, basketball, yung ganyan, 'di ba? Siyempre mga player yung ina-idolize natin. Ako noon for some reason nire-research ko si Pat Riley,
Mhm.
Phil
Okay.
Jackson.
Okay.
Paborito ko noon si Coach K
Coach
ng
K
Duke.
ng Duke, okay.
Oo, di ba? So, parang siguro, in hindsight, teka, may inkling na siguro ko noon na ano. Kasi, inaano ko yung mga style nila, di ba? Yung how they may, bakit napapa-champion nila yung mga team nila, ganyan, di ba? So, pati sa mga coach, nagkaka-interest ako noon. So, parang sabi, weird yata, ano, di ba? Usually, player ang idolize noon,
Oo,
di ba?
totoo.
So, even sa ibang sports, hindi pa ako nagfo-football noon, pero nanunood na ako ng football.
Mhm.
Uh, uh,
Football, American football to.
American football, oo.
Okay.
Green Bay Packers ang magaling nun eh, di ba?
Sila Brett
So,
Favre, no?
party. So
Grabe.
parang ba't nila ko yun, di ba? So, sa baseball din, ganun. So,
Mm.
meron din, siguro meron na akong, hindi ko palang nare-realize. Because like I told you, di ba? So, si God siguro had that plans
Yeah.
na kung hindi ito gagawin sa'yo to, hindi ka titigil dyan sa paglalaro. Siguro ganun. So, yun siguro yung nag lead sa akin into coaching.
Nice. So, since you've been coaching a lot of players, what's so special about Filipino tennis players? I mean, ano kaya yung pinaka-edge nila?
Tennis kasi I for as a coach,
Yeah.
it's my belief and philosophy na it's not only a science yung sa sport. Everyone talks about the science, the technology of the game. I feel that especially tennis, it's an art form eh.
Mm-hmm.
And the Filipinos are very artistic, very creative, very di ba? So sa mga, di ba, minsan sa mga ibang sports, ang gagaling na billiards kasi creative masyado yung
Tama.
So tennis is you have to have an artistry din yan eh. So it's an expression of yourself. Diba? So I think kaya magaling din yung mga Filipinos. Kasi may mga may mga styles silang ginagawa sa tennis na diba? Very skillful ang mga Pinoys. Tsaka very creative nga. So I think dun sa aspect na yon kaya tayo gumagaling din sa tennis.
If you can pinpoint one thing na like ano ba yung nakita mong style na napakaganda, or how can you say that a player is very skillful or very artistic?
Yeah, pag nanood ka ng mga tennis players, when you look at the Japanese players, they play a certain way. They play disciplined, very disciplined sila. They rely on hard work. As in, makipagpatagalan sila sa iyo sa court dyan. As in, yun yung mentality ng Japanese eh. They do it by hard work. They're very disciplined.
Okay.
Don't make mistakes. They don't make too many mistakes. Pag napanood mo yung Pilipino, parang nilalaro nila parati yung tawag namin doon, nilalaro mo yung, pero ang galing nung yung very creative siya. Minsan kulang sa discipline. Diba? Kulang sa disiplina yung laro. Pero parang very very creative yung paglalaro nila, ng galing ng imagination nila sa laro eh. Diba? Ang galing ng yung skill. They play with a lot of skill. But yun nga yung discipline, yung science of the sport, yung doon nagkukulang minsan eh. I think that's one advantage of Filipinos when they play.
Wala eh. Lahat naman yata ng sports talagang very creative nga talaga tayo, no?
Oo, very I remember nung I was competing in Australia.
Yeah.
Syempre, hindi ako taga doon eh. So, sali ako doon. And binubugbog ako sa umpisa kasi I tried playing like them eh. So yung first match ko doon, parang malapit na ako ma-0 doon sa first set. So, kasi I tried to play like them, big hitters and ganyan. So tawag yun, sinasabayan ko. And accidentally, parang may nagawa ako na parang sabi ko, uy, teka, gumagana to ah. Pero kumbaga, kontrapelo doon sa ginagawa nila.
Gets.
So parang, kumbaga, binapagalan ko yung bola, gano'n. Nilalagyan ko ng mga iba-ibang spin. Parang yun creative yan.
Yes.
Hanggang nanalo ko doon sa laro. Maabot ako ng finals nung tournament na yun. But throughout that, tuwing dumadating ako doon sa court, yung mga players, galit na sa akin kasi parang, you're not playing tennis. That's not tennis. Parang gano'n. Kasi hindi yun ang ginagawa nila di ba? Pero sa tulog ko, nanalo ko, bakit ba? But yun nga, ugly yung pagkapanalo ko, di ba? Parang, it was borderline niloloko mo na yung kalaban. Parang napipikon sila sa akin Parang gano'n. So, di ba? But naturally, Filipinos kasi, hindi tayo kasi laki ng mga Caucasians. So we find other ways.
Yeah, we need to be resourceful, kumbaga.
Yes.
So kung ganito nga yung very skillful nga yung mga players, no? Parang anong naghihinder kaya sa atin ngayon to develop all of these players?
Dati kasi nung siguro when tennis was introduced here by the Americans, tayo yung pinakamagaling sa Asia noon at probably up until the 60s siguro. Hindi lang Southeast Asia, tayo pinakamagaling noon.
Okay.
Sa tennis. But I think even baseball and basketball, tayo rin ang pinakamagaling noon. So I was, of course, inaaral ko rin yung history nung game. Parang bakit? Ano nangyari? Bakit? Bakit? Parang nalampasan na tayo ng halos lahat ng mga neighbors natin sa Asia, di ba? When dati binubugbog lang natin yan. So I think there's a similarity with baseball, basketball, and probably tennis. Na we kind of got complacent with us being the best. Diba? And we didn't try to keep getting better. Diba? Yung basketball, diba? Parang, Southeast Asia, tayo pa rin yung pinakamagaling. Pero, dati naman, hindi na nanalo sa atin yung mga China, Japan, Korea, diba? But, diba? Everyone gets better. Everyone tries to get better. Diba?
Yes.
As a nation, yun nga, yung probably the leaders or yung program and siguro nananalo pa rin tayo, di ba? 50s, 60s, nananalo pa rin tayo. So parang we didn't try to get better. We didn't try to improve ourselves.
Yeah.
Kasi it happened in other sports also hanggang ngayon. Sa tennis, actually, Southeast Asia, when you say Southeast Asia, Thailand is the best. But that probably up until the 80s, hindi naman nanalo sa atin yung Thailand But they kept getting better. They started the program, di ba? So it's hanggang ngayon, I'm sorry to say, but even Vietnam is better than us in overall in tennis. Who would think, di ba, na Vietnam lamang na sa atin sa tennis. And that was evident in the Southeast Asian Games.
Yung recent lang? Itong recent?
Okay. Dito pa sa atin, di ba?
Oo.
Who went to the finals of the singles competition sa tennis? 2 Vietnamese players.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's a wake up. I think that's the first time it happened. Usually Thailand yung nananalo. Matagal lang, I think the last time the Philippines won a gold medal in singles sa SEA Games was 2009 yata. More than a decade already. And it was Cecil Mamiit who last won. Cecil Mamiit was a Phil-Am player. Born here but raised in the US.
Okay.
I think he won the NCAA singles championship in his freshman year sa USC. Since dual citizen siya, nung later on in his career, he decided to play for the Philippines. But yun nga, I think it's overall, if you could put it in a nutshell, I think we kind of got complacent somewhere along the line for how many years, and we didn't try to get better.
Mhm.
So everyone caught up with us.
Yeah.
Diba? And nalampasan na.
Mm. Sabi mo nga, ito, yung like si Cecil Mami, it was Phil and in terms of the players, we got complacent, yes. But are we doing something right now? Wait, sorry, let me rephrase. Ngayon kasi, di ba may PSC, Philippine Scotch Commission, tama? And ano yung NSA for tennis?
Philippine Tennis Association.
Okay. So, are there programs that are set up right now by the PTA or whoever that would address, like, for example, training grassroots players or getting them trained, parang ganon?
Yeah. Oo. Well, I used to be part of the Philippine Tennis Association as a national coach. I think from 2009 up until 2017, 2016, 17, I think. The leadership of tennis here in the Philippines has been so parang divided. Hindi united yung leadership and the FILTA. I mean the Philippine Tennis.
Sorry, FILTA is what? Sorry.
Philippine Tennis Association. Let's go. It's a short FILTA.
Okay. Hindi siya PTA, sorry. Okay.
FILTA, Philippine Tennis Association.
Okay.
So it's been lack of or non-existent true national program for the longest time. It's sad. It's sad na walang genuine program. Meron mga, diba, call it band-aid band-aid programs, short-term diba? Parang walang long-term long-term vision or plan or concrete plans and it's basically an individual or sari-sariling effort to get better. That's why there have been players that have kind of been successful internationally, but you would always see it's just 1-2 players, diba? But you can see Thailand, when they produce players, it's 5, 10, sabay-sabay sila because
talaga,
they have a program. They have a solid program. We have had players in the recent past, like na Pinoy, purely Pinoy players talaga that have made it in the juniors. The highest rank was si Jason Patrombon. I think he got to top 10 in the juniors in the world.
Oh, okay.
He reached the finals of the Junior Australian Open, ganyan. Si Nino Alcantara from Cagayan de Oro, I think top 15 siya in the world. He won the doubles ng Australian Open Juniors. Juniors yung 18 and under yon.
Yes.
So hindi yan yung pro, but it still played in the same venue at the same time.
Okay.
And most recently, yung I don't know if you've heard about her, si Alexandra Ayala.
I heard her from you. Nakita ko yun sa mga post mo mo.
Yes. Kasi laking Valle Verde Country Club yan si Alex.
Okay.
He just won the Australian Open Junior Girls Doubles last January. And she's only 14 years old.
Wow.
So si Alex, I think is probably our best hope to make it in the pro level Grand Slam, yung elite tennis because I think 2 years ago when she won the European Championships for 14 and under That's a very very prestigious tournament. Yan ang parang what do you call that? Parang measuring stick yan ng mga magpo-pro na players eh.
Mm-hmm.
She won that 14 and under European Championships at the age of 12. She was only 12 years old.
Wow. Okay.
Doon pa lang, right then and there, nung finals, yung president ng French Tennis Federation said, after the finals, I'm gonna give you a wild card to the Junior French Open.
Okay.
So, doon pa lang, parang nagre-raise na siya ng eyebrow sa mga who's who ng tennis and then she was picked as a scholar sa Rafa Nadal Academy. And if nanonood ka ng tennis, the one handling the academy is Uncle Tony. Tawag sa kanya si Uncle Tony. Tito ni Nadal yan. Siya yung coach ni Rafa Nadal.
Okay.
Boy.
Okay.
And she is under the guidance of Uncle Tony ngayon. Kasi si Rafa hindi na si Uncle Tony yung coach niya ngayon eh. Iba na yung former number 1 si Carlos Moya na Spanish din.
Okay. Yeah.
So si Uncle Tony handles the hindi na siya sumasama ngayon. Parang nag-lay low na siya.
Yeah.
But he handles the academy in Mallorca. And Alex is there. Kumbaga yun ang, how do you call that? Kumbaga yung pride and joy nila sa babae ngayon is our very own Alex Ayala.
Is she related to Ayala the
I think first cousin ng dad niya si Nolly.
Okay.
Ayala.
Okay.
But I had the pleasure and honor of working with her and yung kuya niya who is also in the Nadal Academy, si Nico.
Okay.
Siblings yan. Working with them kasi Valle Verde Country Club sila when they were younger pa. I think they were like 10, 7, 8, 10 years old pala. So I kind of helped them out with their training nung time na yon. If it's really a genuine program, you would see more players coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And the talent base is there eh. If you go around the country and watch the kids play, they're very talented. Hindi tayo iwan at that age na 10, 11, 12. Hindi pa tayo iwan eh.
Mm-hmm.
But pagdating ng 14, 15, ayan na. Ang pinakamagaling na sa Asia is the Japan and Korea.
Okay.
They're the world champions sa 14 and under eh, Japan and Korea. So doon pa lang makikita mo, there's something wrong already, iiwan na tayo eh.
Mm-hmm.
But 10 years old, 11, 12 years old, sabay pa tayo, 'di ba? But so if you're looking at it as a coach, may pagkukulang na from there. In my experience also, kasi I've been working out also, I mean, kind of like mentor ko yung in coaching din yung isang coach, he's a Swiss coach but he's based in Thailand.
Okay.
So he handled the junior program of Thailand noong early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Dinala siya dito. Doon nila siya sa Bangkok from So yung to run the program.
Mm-hmm.
And sabi nga niya, yun nga, training ng mga bata dito is naiiwan na. Training and exposure. Yun ang yun ang importante sa tennis.
Mm-hmm.
Yung exposure, meaning you have to keep playing.
Correct.
Better players at your level or mas mataas sa'yo. So you have to keep finding them. Pag ikaw na yung pinakamagaling sa Philippines, you have to find the best players in Asia, measure yourself against them. So si Alex, yun yung ginawa niya.
Mm-hmm.
As early as 6, 7, 8 years old, they would travel to the US, and she won the unofficial US championships
Mm-hmm.
at age 7. So doon pa lang makikita mo na, yung pinakamagagaling sa buong US, tinalo niya lahat
Mm-hmm.
nung 7, I think 7 or 8 years old pa lang yata siya. And then, yun, punta siya ng Europe, sa Croatia, Croatia, sa Czech Republic, ganyan. Because you have to keep playing the best players eh. So doon ka gagaling eh. Well, yung iba gustong sundan yung ganung plan, ganung format or program, but also I think ang isang difference ng tennis, since it's an individual sport, di ba, is yun nga, you have to keep traveling, playing in different places in the whole world, and that means it's very expensive.
Correct.
As a junior player, just to compete, you will have to spend probably about $30,000 a year. Wala ka pang coach nun.
Mm-hmm.
Wala ka pang kasamang coach. Pag may kasamang coach, plus another 20,000-30,000 siguro.
Mm-hmm.
So usually yung parent yung kasama nung si Alex and Miko. Well, they very fortunate din sila that they have the means to do it. Meron silang mga sponsors, but at the end of the day, they could afford it. But it's one thing to afford it. Meron din namang mga players na can afford, but hindi naman nila magawa yung but it's nagsama-sama at the right moment yung situation nila Alex, but diba, they're lucky but that the family can afford. Not everyone can do it, diba? Yung iba have to find sponsors. Meron magagaling na players then that yung sponsorship is not enough. Mm-hmm. They can only play half the tournament. So dun naiiwan na rin sila. Diba? But it's tough in our situation kasi yung local level natin hindi mataas.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to go out. We have to go to at least at least Thailand kasi malalakas na yung players doon, o at least malapit na yun, di ba? But di ba, pag umangat ka na doon, o saan ka, pupunta ka sa Japan. Korea, o mahal na yun, di ba? Europe, pupunta ka na ng Europe. Europe is the hotbed of tennis talaga.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you compete. Advantage yung Europeans because nandun na sila. You just have to, yung cost sa kanila of traveling around Europe, hindi kasing sakit nung sa atin eh.
Yeah. Kumbaga very accessible sa kanila yung competition unlike tayo, no?
Yes, oo. And even Australia. Sa Australia, you rarely see Australians go out to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because their local competition is very high.
Mm-hmm.
Sila mismo ang gagaling na nila. So sila nakaka-produce na sila ng So it comes to the saying of yung 'di ba? Competition breeds, 'di ba? More competition.
Correct.
So mahirap din nagsa-stagnate yung mga players dito na ikaw lang yung magaling, 'di ba? Wala na maka-challenge sa iyo, 'di ba? Wala ka namang means to travel.
Yeah.
So it's really an expensive sport. But if you make it, makikita mo naman yung mga earnings ng mga professional players eh.
Yeah.
So it's an investment.
But how will you, or as a coach, no, ano yung nakikita mong way other than traveling to keep the local competitions alive or to scale up
Well,
the competition?
we can look at for in the meantime, 'di ba? On the short term, yun muna kasi habang pinapagaling mo, kaya nga that's why it's a solid, it should be a
Should be a
solid
solid.
program.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Bakit? Kasi okay, ito short term, i-fund mo muna yung mga players para nakaka-compete sila abroad. Gagaling yung 'di ba? Magti-trickle down 'yan.
Okay.
But ayusin mo rin yung dito.
Oo.
Pagalingin mo yung level dito. How? 'Di ba? We can just look at Thailand, early 2000s, 'di ba? May magagaling na sila, but ang na lang nila is konti lang yung magagaling nilang players noon. I don't know if you can remember yung nag-top 10 si Paradorn Srichapan. His name is Paradorn Srichapan. Ka-age ko yan. Tinatalo ko yan dati nung bata pa kami.
Okay.
Diba? But sa babae, meron din sila. A little older sa amin, si Tamarin Tanasugarn. Yun yung mga nakikita mo yun yung mga pag nanonood ka ng tennis ng Grand Slam sa TV. Sila yung mga commentator na Asian.
Oh, okay.
Diba? Sila yung mga analyst pala, yung mga analyst. Yan. Yung medyo Thai na boses yun. Yung babae si Tammy. Yung lalaki si Paradorn yan. So, look at Thailand. May magaling na silang player noon, but they invested on infrastructure. Nagtayo sila ng mga court.
Yan, okay.
Tapos yung Coach Dominic from Switzerland, dinala nila dun sa Thailand to train their players. So there was really a program in place. So, and most recently, like I said earlier, Vietnam. Why is Vietnam ahead of us now in the level of players? Number one, I think nagpunta ako doon nung 2017 yata. And because I was working with si Nino Alcantara. He was playing the Pro Tour. So, pumunta ako doon to watch him play. So, pumunta ako sa pagdating ko sa airport, hindi sa Ho Chi Minh yung laro. It was a city, it's called Tu Dao Mot, which is about 2 hours away from the airport.
Okay.
Parang santo, sabi kong ganun. Parang hindi ko pa narinig tong. So, it's a new development. Para siyang yung mga unang parang MOA yung itsura nung lugar nung time na wala pang laman yung MOA. Meron lang malaking hotel doon. Tapos may tennis center. Sabi ko, Diyos ko, wala pang mga bahay-bahay dito pero may tennis center na. Yeah, merong, it's not super big, but they have like 15-20 courts there. Half of it was indoor. Meron silang isang grandstand court. Tapos, may pro tournament. They had, how many? I think they have like 12 pro tournaments. Men's pa lang yun, in a year. So, at least one a month, meron sila. So, yung mga local players nila, hindi nagagastos. Diba? Laro na lang ako dito. Kung kailangan ko, ako ng Thailand. Diba? So, meron silang infrastructure. Nagtayo sila ng infrastructure. Even ngayon, when I look at the calendar ng tournaments nila, kung saan-saan, hindi ko pa kilala, hindi ko alam itong city na to sa tapos may tennis center, so, you have to invest talaga on the facilities.
Yeah.
Tapos, yung coaching nila, I know of several coaches na nanggaling sa Thailand. Pero merong mga European sila, may French, merong somewhere ibang place pa sa Europe na doon na nagko-coach ngayon, kinuha sila. So ibig sabihin, hindi pa ganun advanced yung coaching skills ng local coaches nila. Ganun, kuha ka ng mas mataas. Tapos matuturuan na yung coaches mo, matuturuan na yung kids, tapos matuturuan pa yung coaches mo. So it really has to be a program. From top to bottom. Tapos meron din silang meron 2 yata in a year. Meron silang challenger. They call it a challenger level tournament. Sa tennis kasi, yung parang what we here is the Grand Slams, yun yung pinaka top level ng
Yes.
with money and the ranking points. Tapos yung mga next level is the Masters, yung mga malalaking tournaments na makikita mo rin sa TV. And then, yun yung second level. The next level is the regular ATP and WTA events.
Mm-hmm.
So, yan, naglalaro pa rin sila Federer dyan, sila Nadal, gano'n. Mataas kasi yung And then, after the three levels of the ATP Tour, meron yung ATP Challenger. Kumbaga sa NBA, ito yung D-League.
D-League. Okay.
Diyan nagta-transition pag yung ranking mo, hindi ka pasok dyan sa ATP, laro ka dito. So, yung money dito is enough to keep you afloat. But hindi ka pa kikita dyan. Ganon. Imagine, Vietnam has 2 in a year. So usually yung sasali dyan, mga top 100 eh. Pag ang ranking mo, mga 80, 90, hanggang mga 200.
Yeah.
Yan, mga pang challenger level player ka. Isipin mo, yung mga magagaling, pupunta na sa kanila. Tapos meron sa Thailand. Biyahe ka lang ng Thailand. Meron ulit 5 sa Thailand. Gano. So, hindi ka nagagastos eh. I mean, hindi yung gastos to develop as a player. Diba?
So magandang model pala yun na you just, attract everyone in, no?
So in the Philippines, for comparison, we have 0 challengers.
Mm-hmm.
We have 0 futures. Futures is entry level. Yun yung gusto mo mag-pro, halos lugi ka pa doon pag sumali ka, pag sa kikitain mo.
Okay,
sa gagastos. Yung puntos lang ang hinahabol mo doon para angat ka.
Okay.
So, future level tournament, so yun yung pro circuit na tournament, we have 0 in the Philippines. So, junior. So, baba pa tayo sa junior. Sa junior level, Vietnam has probably about the same amount of junior level ITF circuit tournaments. Na ganon din, parang it's the same concept. The Philippines has 4. So imagine kung ikaw ang junior player and you want to improve your ikaw Vietnamese na player ka, you get to play 20 tournaments.
20, okay.
In your home country. So imagine the expenses, very minimal.
Correct.
Diba? Kung taga doon ka or babiyahe ka lang sa ibang city, di ba? Maliit lang. Uwi ka. Pag talo ka, uwi ka na agad, di ba? Compare that to a Filipino player who can only play 4 tournaments in a year sa Philippines. So, but he has to play that amount around that time, around 20 to 25 tournaments a year. So, yung 20 to 21 tournaments mo, gagastusan mo lahat yun.
You have to fly out. Oh my gosh.
Flight, hotel, talo ka pa. Uwi ka na agad.
Oo.
Diba?
Oh my God.
Diba? Tapos minsan may coach, kasi siyempre may kasama kang coach. Kasi bata ka pa, junior ka pa, di ba? So doble yung gastos mo. Diba? So,
doon tayo talaga naglalag.
Oo, doon pa lang. Hindi mo pwede iasa sa government yan. Why? Because in Thailand, their tennis association is private. Hindi yan government.
Okay.
In Vietnam, the tennis association is private. The only country that has full government support is China. So everyone else, even the US, it's a privately run
I see.
Privately run firm. You have to get sponsors to put up the tournaments and So doon pa lang, 'di ba? How do you expect to produce world-class players, 'di ba? Kung yung level mo nga dito is wala.
So kailangan talaga na mag-step up yung ibang someone has to step up pero kasi parang nakikita ko diyan ang mentality kasi ng if ever you're going to have a private firm do this, parang may pera ba sa tennis? Parang ako from a business standpoint like iba kasi yung kita ng basketball dito eh.
Mm.
'Di ba? So parang for businesses, is tennis a viable business model for them?
Mm.
Yun yung nakikita ko na
Oh.
baka naisip nila walang pera, which is I don't think na ganun dapat yung mentality kasi kaya nga ng sabi mo, ngayon ko lang nalaman yung tungkol sa Vietnam na yung nagpapakuha sila ng mga o yung naggumawa sila ng magandang infrastructure. No, dun pa lang parang sabi ko, uy, okay I mean business wise, if you're worried about the money, bringing in people, ibig sabihin mas marami kang kikitain, tama?
Mm.
And at the same time, you are leveling up the level of competition or the level of skillfulness yung mga players natin. Grabe, kawawa
Well,
pala, no? I mean, gets
ah,
parang four tournaments as
well,
opposed to a
yung
number.
yung sabi mo nga na whoever's gonna lead the if it's a private endeavor, 'di ba?
Yeah.
To you have to let them make money,
Mm-hmm,
'di
mm-hmm,
ba?
mm-hmm.
Kasi whoever's gonna run it is gonna run it like a business, 'di ba? Yun nga mas
Correct.
maganda dati. You have
Correct.
to have business people running it,
Mm-hmm.
'di ba? Kesa yung uh, traditional politicians
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
or what we call the traditional sports politicians.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Makikita mo 'yan yung 'di ba, mga career president ng mga ganitong association.
Yes. Yes.
'Di ba? So nahalo na kasi yung politics
Oo.
sa sports, even sa sports. Hindi matatapos 'di ba? You
Oo.
have to let people who know how to run a business do it, 'di ba?
Yeah. Yeah.
Siyempre, they have to earn from it, 'di ba? Pero if it means mabubuhay yung sport, 'di
Mm-hmm.
ba? If it means magkakaroon ng additional infrastructure for the sport, 'di ba? Why not, 'di ba?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
If
Correct.
it's for the good. Katulad nung kunyari yung you can make it how can you make a tennis tournament a profitable endeavor for the community? Kasi katulad doon, yung sa Vietnam, nagtayo sila ng tennis center. In itself, kung yung mga taga doon lang yung maglalaro, hindi kikita kasi dami ng courts di ba?
Correct.
Pero they put up so many tournaments there. Yung mga foreigner na pumupunta will need somewhere to stay.
Yes.
So yung hotel mo kikita na, di ba?
Yes.
Yung mga local community mo na restaurant, kakain yung mga player doon araw-araw, di ba?
Correct.
Yung mga So it has to be hand in hand Di ba? Katulad nung ito example natin dito sa atin, infrastructure. I don't know if you're aware of it, si Colegio de San Agustin, Bulacan. Have you heard of that?
No, not yet.
San Jose del Monte. Yun yung bago nilang campus. They built a state-of-the-art tennis center there.
Mm-hmm.
That is one beautiful tennis center. Doon kami nag-UAAP last year. It's the tennis center they have 11 courts, all indoor.
Mm-hmm.
May grandstand court sila. Yung parang sa Vietnam na sinasabi ko sa iyo kanina. Ganon, exactly ganon. Tapos ang ganda ng mga courts. Ang ganda talaga. Ang problema lang, gusto namin mag-international tournament doon, we can't. Why? Because there is no 3-star hotel or above within a 5 kilometers. Diba? Okay. So parang gano'n, walang coordination or plan bigger SEA Games gusto doon ilagay. But they can't because the accommodations is too far.
Yeah.
Diba? But in terms of quality of the facility, that is our best. Yung San Agustin.
Saan naglaro yung ng SEA Games this year for tennis?
Sa Rizal Memorial. Our age-old Rizal Memorial.
Pero ni-renovate naman siya, no?
Ha?
Ni-renovate ba siya? Okay. Si
Brent in the south put up 8 tennis courts. So merong but it's it should be part of a plan, 'di ba? Na will utilize you, 'di ba? Kaya ano, 'di ba, nandiyan. Pero wala kaming nakikitang nangyayaring ganung program eh. Kaya anong nangyayari? Chicken and egg yung nangyayari, 'di ba? Ayoko magtayo kasi wala namang kikitain diyan. Kaya ayoko namang kasi walang court, 'di ba? Ganun. So someone has to jump start it eh. Put some investment.
Yeah.
Investment on it. Until that happens, ako matagal na. I think that's what's been ailing yung the Philippine tennis setting. It's threefold. Yung infrastructure, yung technology, which is the
coaches, yes.
And then number 3, yung players nga. So you have to start somewhere, di ba?
Yes.
Hindi pwedeng yung players lang ang i-develop mo. Kasi paano yung trickle down effect niya, di ba? Mag-develop ka ng coaching and ng players, pero wala naman lalaruan. Pag dumami na yung players, wala naman silang lalaruan, walang competition.
Correct.
So, probably until we find a leader na papayagan ng powers that be in the Philippine tennis to lead, maiiwan tayo at maiiwan. Inaantay ko na lang yung day, sorry to say, inaantay ko na lang yung day na pati yung Cambodia maunahan tayo sa tennis.
Wag naman sana. So ito yung pinaka-outlook mo dyan, no, Karl, na nakikita ko. If there's no leader who could lead or payagan ng yung government or whoever, parang in the next 5 years, parang ganito pa rin tayo, mag-stay pa rin tayo as, ganitong level.
Sad to say, there will be players that will be coming out because of their individual efforts, because of their family's efforts, because of probably one politician's or businessman's support.
Okay.
May lalabas dyan because the talent is there.
Okay.
But you just have to develop it properly. I hope it changes. I hope I'm proven wrong. Kasi sinasabi nila, we need a tennis superstar na mag-a-attract ng mga corporate, ano yun, lalabas na lang basta yun? Ganon. O pag meron man, naka-ready ka dapat with your programs. Kasi, di ba, anong may encourage yung itong ex-company to put their marketing and advertising funds in tennis if they don't see a program. Di ba? If they don't see a viable program. Saan ba pupunta tong pera namin? Ano ba mangyayari dito, 'di ba? 'Di ba? Pwede naman silang mag-antay, 'di ba? I mean mag-antay. They can be patient if they see a program. 'Di ba? I give you the example of football, 'di ba? For the longest time football was hindi pinapansin dito sa atin, 'di ba? Walang parang level natin until the ASCALs came around. Diba? But nung nag-uumpisa yung ASCALs, who was the one investing all the money in these players? Diba? You could say si PFF Dan Palami, diba?
Yeah.
Their team manager.
Yeah.
But their plan there was put this superstar, I mean, di ba? Mga pogi na players. Root for. You could say, we could argue nung time na yun na bakit sila kumukuha ng mga Phil Foreigner and ganyan. Because walang mataas na level na players.
Yes.
But they did it for a reason. To jumpstart everything.
Yes.
Di ba? Yan na. Everyone's rooting for the ASCAs, even non-football fans.
Yes, correct.
Yung Pero, anong ginawa? May gagawin ka ba after that?
Sila
meron, di ba? They had meron na silang naka-ready na mga grassroots program. Diba? In schools, 'di ba? In may clubs na ngayon.
Yes.
'Di ba? And then dumating yung mga corporate sponsors ngayon because 'di ba? May fans, may interest, and then they had the program. 'Di ba? So it has to start from, it cannot start from the corporate people suddenly saying, "Oh, tennis," 'di ba? They have to give them a reason, 'di ba? Mr. Dan Patani gave them a reason. Gave this corporate sponsor patagal, 'di ba? A few years yata inabot, 'di ba? But you have to invest. You have to invest a lot of effort and funding sa umpisa. 'Di ba? It's like putting up a business. You have to invest and take a gamble, but you have to have a plan.
Yes, correct. I agree. As in, with everything that's happening right now, you really have to have a plan.
It may not work, di ba? But you have to have a plan. Even basketball, di ba? Basketball, nung time na nung nag-start yung Gilas, di ba? Di ba? Magaling tayo dito, pero bugbog tayo parati sa international, di ba? Until the time si group ni MVP said, okay, we're gonna invest in the Gilas program.
Yeah.
Ngayon, competitive na tayo on the world stage sa basketball ulit, but there's a trickle-down effect. May programs sila for yung 3-on-3, di ba? Yung mga youth program, di ba? Hindi mo naman din masabing basketball na yun, basketball na. Pero they still had a program. Di ba? Pati yung hindi pa naman umaabot sa point na na pume-place na tayo sa di ba? But that's the first step. Nasa World Cup na tayo ulit, di ba? So, yun ang importante. I mean, as a sportsman, di ba? I mean, sports executive is we need more professional people running this hindi yung si congressman ganito, si mayor ganito.
Yeah, si Bakar na ganito.
Di ba? But, di ba? Until we give the reins to the professionals, I think hindi magi-improve ang
tennis
sports
landscape.
Yeah.
Or sports in general.
Yeah.
Good points. Few questions. Very few questions. Top of your mind answers lang.
Okay.
Which would you prefer, grass or clay?
Grass.
Brand of racket.
Wilson.
Yeah. Best place to play right now. Well, I think nasagot mo na siya kanina yung
sa Philippines.
CSA. Yeah, CSA.
CSA.
Okay. Pero sa international, I mean, yun nalaroan mo na.
Yung nalaroan ko, Melbourne Park.
Okay.
Yeah,
singles or doubles?
Sa ngayon, doubles na lang kaya ko.
Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
Yeah. Okay. Mac or Windows?
Mac.
Yeah.
Na-convert na ako.
Na-convert ka na? Sige. If I were starting, or if I were interested in tennis, where would you say would be the best place to learn it? And what do I need to bring? Like, anong gear yung, kumbaga, pinaka okay?
Yeah. Well, if you're not decided yet, kasi investment ang bumili ng tennis racket yung
how much do tennis rackets cost?
Yung talagang magandang racket
sige, magandang racket.
Cost you around mga 12,000 siguro.
12,000. Okay.
But that's a racket that you can, depending gaano ka seryoso maglaro, it will last you for years.
Okay.
Hindi mo naman papalitin agad yun.
Yes.
But, siguro, if you wanna just try it out first, baka pwede manghiram ka lang muna ng racket. Susubukan ko lang ng di ba? Or, di ba? Yung baka pwede yung lalaruan mo, may yung coach na magtuturo, baka pwede pahiram muna ng racket.
Meron bang ganun?
Meron naman. Yun lang mistake minsan eh. Bibili, ganda yung kulay niyan eh. Yun pala, ano. But once you wanna take it up na, then I suggest that kasi sa mga Tobies ganyan and mga sports shop, usually they have a demo. They call it a demo racket.
Okay.
So, pwede mong hiramin or parang kasi yung racket kasi parang I would say it chooses you.
Oh, okay.
So, may gamay yan agad. Ako ganun ako pagka gumagamit ako ng racket. Yung iba kasi testing mo na isang linggo, kailangan Ako hindi. Pag ginamit ko ng isang beses, minsan pwede ko nang gamitin sa tournament agad yun. Pag gusto ko yung pag gusto ko yung feel nung racket.
Racket, okay.
Kaya ako ever since yung racket ko kahit yung Wilson Pro Staff talaga yung racket ko. Kahit mag-try ako ng iba, yun talaga bumabalik ako dun sa Pro Staff, Wilson Pro Staff yung racket ni Federer yan eh.
Oh, okay.
Racket ni Pete Sampras yan dati. Racket ni Johnny din eh. Sino bang yan? Sino ba yung mga oldies pa? Halos hindi nagbabago yung racket na yun. Yung kulay lang iniiba nila, siyempre yung material ng racket nag-iiba, but it's basically the same. The Wilson Pro Staff, yan ang classic na racket ng Wilson. But yun, usually yung coach mo naman may bola yan kung magsisimula ka pa lang. Kung trial pa lang naman, kahit cross-trainer muna yung shoes mo, di ka pa naman nagsa-slide dun sa Kasi pag nag-slide ka na, tapos naka-cross-trainer ka, madadapa ka dun.
Oh.
Yung tennis shoes kasi parang yan eh. Yung sole ng tennis shoes, parang comparable yan sa gulong ng tires ng kotse. Traction ang importante. So, yung talagang serious tennis player ka na, pag tiningnan mo yung ilalim ng tennis shoes, mukhang gulong ng sapatos, ng tire threads.
Okay.
Tapos malapad kasi you slide sideways madalas sa tennis.
Yes,
Lateral movement ka na dyan. So, yung tennis shoes, I don't know if you've tried tennis shoes before. Pag nagsuot ka ng tennis shoes, usually malapad. Yung sole niya, hindi siya yung manipis.
Okay.
Kasi ang movement sa tennis is more on sideways lateral. Okay. So, pag seryoso ka na, yung nag-game ka na, bili ka na ng tennis shoes niyan. Pero sa umpisa, pag beginner ka pa and
palo-palo pa lang no?
Oo, palo-palo pa lang. You can try yung okay muna yung cross trainers muna. Huwag ka mag-running shoes. Running shoes, masisira yung running shoes mo kasi.
Okay.
Ang
kasi
running shoes
pagilid ka.
Manipis yung material nung shoe mismo, manipis di ba? Pag gumalaw ka sideways niyan, dalawang mangyayari, matatapilok ka o mapupunit yung sapatos mo. So, cross trainers is probably the best if you're not so serious about it yet. But if you decide na take the tennis seriously, then bili ka na ng tennis shoes.
Last question, Nadal o Federer?
Federer.
Yan, okay. Okay, yun lang naman. So, sobrang thank you. As in, at least we got a very great idea of what the current setup of tennis is here in the Philippines. And of course, we're hoping for the best, no?
Marami na akong kaaway niyan.
Baka mapopost pa to.
Or the day after ng mapost mo tong
honest assessment. Yun naman talaga. Really need that one. Baka may mga comments kasi yung mga tao, saan ka ba nila pwedeng mahagilap? Social media account?
Well, Facebook, Karl Santamaria, Facebook, IG, I'm _Coach K.
I'm _Coach K. Click the link below. No? Okay, sige. Thank you so much, Carl. Thank you for your time. Ang dami ko natutunan.
Alright.
Okay.
You also enjoyed it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So everyone, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. On to episode number 5. I hope you learned something from it right now. So, bye-bye.